Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? Maximus here. All right, now check it out. It's a special edition today because technically this is supposed to be a week off, but I wanted to put some things out there. Um, as far as Nova's really busy with some stuff, but she'll be back just now on the show. Everything's all right. She's just taking care of some business. Um, but we will have people on here. We have all male panel that I'm working on. We're gonna set up maybe for either next week or the following, and probably gonna link up with discreet friends and all of that. So, and maybe if Queen's not busy, I'll even have her come back on, just to cover those spaces while Nova's taking care of her business. She needs to take. All of that being said, now first order of TSX business is the Lifestyle Safety Commission. That is rolling. It's getting things together. I'm speaking with some different promoters. Spoke with one last weekend at their event. They seem very interested in it. Um, and there are many others that seem like they're very interested in it. So this thing is definitely going to get its legs under it. It'll be a little minute before you see like the active online presence because doing a lot of building in the background. Got people helping me with this, so we're trying to really take our time to do this right. Now, all of that being said, I know, there are some people who are still iffy when it comes to this. The typical question that I get, excuse me, next little typical question that I get is, oh, but what happens? What about favoritism? What about somebody maybe just putting a bad word out because they're being hated on? Because that's a fair question, because humans will human, right? And whenever somebody has the opportunity to make somebody's life difficult, they tend to take it. It's an unfortunate but true situation. My answer to that is that we will not be playing any favorites. We will not be doing any favorites. We will be verifying information before it's put on the database. It ain't gonna just be, oh well, Roger walked up to me and told me something, and now boom, they on the bait. Nah, that's not how it works. So these are things that will be verified. Research will be done. Whole faxes will be collected. All of that stuff. You know, the key thing to this is synchronized communication. That's something that I want to emphasize to y'all because I want y'all to understand that this isn't going to be some sloppy operation. It's going to be well done. Now, the way it's going to be structured, um, it's going to be a representative from each lifestyle group. Each lifestyle group is to choose whoever they want to be their representative to be a part of the committee. So this way, every group in the lifestyle that we can reach will be privy to the same information at the same time. So that's the way it's going to be structured. And then we're gonna have a couple of random representative vets from the lifestyle that are just regular patrons that are affiliated with any groups. Those two people are gonna be the two representatives for the community itself. It'll be one man and one woman, and they will be what's considered the public perspective as far as the committee goes. Those that are not affiliated with any Facebook groups or any lifestyle promotions or anything. They're literally just patrons. If that is something you might find yourself interested in, you can holler at me, DM me, and we'll get that cracking. So if you need my email, I'm gonna, for those who are watching this from YouTube, you can I'll put my email in the description, and you can email me there with your inquiries as far as for the lifestyle safety committee. Because the thing is that this is very important to me personally. Like I said, I'm not running around collecting money. I'm not asking for nothing. but the support as far as get the word to everybody, put the pressure on everybody so that they want to be a part of this. This isn't something I'm doing for any kind of leverage or any kind of whatever. The main point of this is to get a uniform section of information out for everybody to hear and for everybody to be able to engage with as far as those that are in the committee. Everybody that's in the committee will be required to sign NDAs. NDAs will protect the information as far as anything that we discuss within a meeting, anything that we discuss as far as whoever's on what list. If you are not one of the promoters, you don't need to be privy to that information. We're not here to be a gossip blog. We're not here to be don'tdateemgirl.com or don'tdateemboy.com. We're not here for all of that. Y'all have your own little sites for that, and Lord knows they're all over the place, but who cares? My thing is that the importance of this is to get unfettered information out there. Information will be double checked and sourced to make sure that we're talking about valid occurrences and not just somebody making something up. So it's going to be very important that anybody that has a situation, you come to a member of the committee. And again, anything you say to us is considered confidential. We are bound by the NDAs that we signed that anything that you tell us, unless you want us to tell outside of talking to us in the committee, it will not go any further than it. And that's only with your express permission would we put anything out there. But in general, we aren't going to just be putting stuff out there like that. Because the key will be to set it up. And yes, I'm hoping that we never have to put up memes and gifs, having to like put somebody's face all up on the universe on my band. That should be something that's happened. That sign should only be within the committee's view, where we can see it, recognize it, and control the information. Because, like I said, gossip is a nasty thing, and we're not here to defame anybody's character. We're here to protect the community at large from people ending up in hazardous situations. And it's not just about men on the prowl. It's also about women that do that too. It's also about those who are known to abuse drugs and alcohol to the point that they're impossible to deal with. Those who create a negative or bad mind environment for the events. These are the kind of people that you want to have on these lists. And we will have classification so we can understand the magnitude of how we need to go about it. Like if it's somebody where we might say, okay, they might not necessarily need to be banned, but we need to be aware of this person because they have this issue. We know universally, okay, they haven't done anything too crazy, but they've been a little high or a little too drunk. So we're gonna keep an eye on them. And if after we spoke to them, they don't get it together, then of course we got to take further measures. This isn't just going to be we stamp a ban on you as soon as you wipe your ass sideways. Like that's not the kind of party that this is going to be. This is just to control the information, to have an open database for the information, and to have some uniform synchronicity. We will definitely be working with all security staff, letting them know when we are on premises at an event, you can consider us an extension of said securities as we will be eyes or monitors at the event. Even though we're attending as a patron, we still have a responsibility to always keep the safety of the community at large in our mind frame. So this is not something to be taken lightly. This is a very serious situation. This is a very serious organization I'm putting together. And I look forward to the positivity that's going to grow from it. It's going to have its little bumps. Some people are going to fight against it. But here's the reality. The reality is I understand the glory days of the lifestyle and back in the days and but the fact of the matter is it ain't back in the days no more. You either evolve or get ran over. That's really how this world works. So you have to learn to evolve with the time. Now, a lot of stuff is online. People are more privy and have more access to the information of these events. Even events where I know for a fact were private. It only takes one person to leak it out. And next thing you know, it's all over the place. I've seen that happen with flyers where it was invite only events and somehow it still got out because information will always get out. Information will always leak. That's just the world we're in. So the best way to protect it is to have direct access to the information. Yes, we can reformat how we do some of these invites. Here's the thing, too. If we really could get the cooperation of even lifestyle club owners, that would make life even 1,000 times more difficult. I mean, difficult, a lot, 1,000 times more easy for the simple fact that that's the one place where a person can literally just walk in if they know about the spot. They go through the little registration form or whatever, they pay their money, they could get in. And if nobody knows that they're banned from like 8 different lifestyle groups, which that owner might not know, guess what? You understand what I'm saying? So I would also like to have a line of communication. I know the lifestyle business owners are very busy, but even if you can't necessarily, they don't have to have an active part in the committee on a regular basis, but they can have a direct line to the information as they have crowds constantly coming into their venues. And this will help to protect their patrons and also to make them aware so they can notify their security staff and say, hey, this person may be a little bit of a problem child, but they're not that bad. So just be mindful of them. Don't harass them. Just, keep a little eye. Like there's different degrees to how this will go, but this is meant to be this is meant to be a measure to filter out. Now, is it going to be 100% perfect? No, but it will be an incredible filter to get rid of at least 85 to 90% of the bad eggs that move around because we need more layers of security to act as a deterrent for those who would think that they're going to walk up in here and cut up. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough to just have a couple of security guys walking around. It's not enough to just say, oh, well, we'll just vet a little hard. Yeah, because there are people who might be friends with people who are throwing events, and because they cool with them, they might still be able to slide where in another situation they wouldn't. And that's a thing too, because people tend to play their favorites. But the fact of the matter is there ain't gonna be no favorites here. I don't give a fuck if it's your brother or your sister and you're on the committee. If that person is known to be a problem, we're going to address it and we're going to deal with it accordingly because there's not going to be no favorites. Same thing if it was my brother, sister, cousin, whoever. Well, you know what I'm saying? Well, I have no brothers, but still, I'm just saying, no matter who it is, if they are creating a hazardous atmosphere in any way, they will be dealt with and will be either warned and or banned from the event depending on the degree of trouble that they created. And that's just the way it's going to go. And I think that enough of the general patrons at large are for this that the promoters aren't going to have a choice but to rock with something like this because I know for a fact that most people, when they come out to an event, they want to just go home and have nothing but good memories in it. They don't want to go home and have to deal with a drama or had to deal with some knucklehead that was drinking too much and did too much or had to deal with an assault or deal with any of that stuff. No, nobody pays their hard-earned money to end up in any of those situations. So I will emphasize this, that you, the public, you, the patron, once we fully get this thing online and we really start going around and collect these committee members, y'all in the meantime have to put it in your individual promoters' heads that you support that this is the way forward. That the kind of events that you're going to spend your money on are going to be events that are certified with the Lifestyle Safety Committee because we don't want to perpetuate bad behavior. We don't want to encourage it. By ignoring measures like this or trying to circumvent measures like this, all you're doing is being an enabler for those who would want to come out and think that they're going to do what they want. We're going to end those with the petty entitlement coming around thinking that they're just going to violate upon somebody. No, we're going to bring the one thing we can bring back is more respectability and more etiquette. But in a growing environment, more and more people are becoming aware of their sexuality, their hypersexuality, and the different kinks that they're into. It's no longer as taboo as it once was. So as more and more people honestly come into their own in this universe, they should be welcomed in with open arms as long as they're coming with good energy and coming to enhance the community, not bring it down. But we cannot have that if we don't have some kind of organization as this thing continues to grow. It's not just about a couple of thousand people spread across the country anymore. No, now it's way bigger than that. And it's going to continue to grow. And it's okay. And there's nothing wrong with still throwing private events. And we'll even have a thing where if somebody wants to throw a private event, just their house, but they want to make sure they're properly vetted, we'll be happy to help them with that too. Be like, hey, I'm throwing an event, just for maybe 15, 20 people that I'm really cool with on the 18th or whatever. And I want to make sure that none of the people that comes are people who are known to be on an issue, just in case there might be a +1 coming with somebody that I don't really know, because every single person is going to be vetted, but I might not know everything about that person, and there's no way I can collect that information. That's what we're here for. We will happily provide that information. Of course, you'll have to sign an NDA and agree to whatever information we share with you stays between us, period. You can't receive this information and then go run around talking about it somewhere. No, because you'll be held accountable if you are doing something like that, because we cannot have people we're not setting up to be a gossiping situation. Like I said, this is going to be very organized. So whether you're throwing a little private party for maybe 8 people and you want to vet something through, or you're throwing a huge hotel takeover, we can help with that. All we ask is that everybody be supportive of this. Everybody make sure to talk to your local lifestyle party promoters and let them know that when the safety committee comes around looking for them to join in, that they definitely should do so, and that you would encourage that in order for them to continue to have your patronage. Because your money deserves to only go in the hands of those who care about your safety. If they don't care about your safety, then they don't deserve your money. Anyway, that's more or less all I wanted to cover on that. Like I said, we got things coming up. A lot of big things is going down. It's, things is moving out here. And I'm really happy to say that progress is really being made. So, like I said, y'all continue to stay tuned. Just wanted to put this out there. Like, share, and subscribe. As always, please share these videos out, because this is something that everybody needs to see. It is imperative that everybody sees this. And also, I'm going to say I'm leaving my DMs open, ladies and gents, for a Q&A. I'm looking maybe to have a Q&A episode with any questions you have that you want answered, and it'll be anonymous. I will not say a name unless you want me to, but it'll be anonymous, and I'll just ask the questions. I've done these Q&As multiple times on here, and I'm leaving it open now for Q&A. So if you got questions you want to ask me, or questions that you want answered by whoever I have hosting the show with me, if Nova's not on, because like I said, Nova will be back, but for the next couple of weeks, it's going to be me. couple of other individuals are hosting. So, with all of that being said, again, I will leave my email in the description on YouTube. And for my Facebookers, you already know, just DM me. You got questions you want me to put on the list for the Q&A, I'll happily take them. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. There's nothing that you can say that I haven't heard. I've been doing consulting, life coaching, and relationship counseling for like over a decade. And I've heard thousands of different stories. There's very few things you could say to me personally that I haven't heard already. And like I said, anything you ask me will be 100% anonymous. More than likely, I'll forget personally myself after you shared it with me until it's time for me to share it on the show. And then once it's over, I'll forget it again. So you ain't got to worry. The next time I see you, I'm looking at you sideways. Like, nah, it's not like we're all adults. Anyway, I appreciate y'all taking this time to watch this. I did a pre-record this time because, like I said, taking off this week to get some other business done. And like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure everybody sees it. And we'll be back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You already know the place, you know the time, you know the vibe. Peace out.